Welcome to Dave's Dimension, the channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme. We are the Dimension.
Hey guys, welcome back again to Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another video. Welcome back to the channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme. So we're back again for another unbox. This time around, we are jumping back into the McFarlane DC Multiverse. That's right. A while back, if you guys have been watching the channel, you know I said I was going to step away, but guess what? They pulled me back in. Mostly because of the insane pricing and lack of supplies when it comes to Hasbro and a lot of their figures. And there's been some QC issues on their end. So it's been kind of pulling me back over to McFarlane. So I've been jumping in full blast. Picked up a nice little Curse of the White Knight Bat Cycle. We got a special project going on for that one. Picked up the Red Hood. So, what is next for us? Well, you gotta get, if you got a Bat Cycle, you have a Red Hood, you kind of need a Batman, don't you? So I picked up the Three Jokers version of Batman. And this one's a little near and dear to me, because this is pretty much, when we take a look at it, and you'll see what I mean when I show you guys. But he's pretty much a blend of the Frank Miller Batman. He's a blend of the Batman the Animated Series, and he's a blend of 1989 Michael Keaton Batman style. You'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't already, I'll point that out to you. So we picked ourselves up this. Now, one of the great things about the DC Multiverse McFarlane figures is their price point, $19.99. We're not paying $25, we're not paying $27, we're not paying $30, which is pretty much those are the price ranges for a lot of the Hasbro items. This isn't going to be a gripe video, but I'm just pointing out that Hasbro, for the most part, a lot of their figures are starting at $26, $25 now, just for your basic figures. And they don't give us, McFarlane always gives us a stand. And the sculpt detail that they do on these are just tremendous. So what do you guys say we just get right on into it? Got myself a nice little knife here. Now, of course, am I going to be like a lot of other YouTubers? I'm not going to show you every side of the damn box. It says Batman. We get the mention of Batman Three Jokers. And of course, we get a very cool art right on the back there, guys. Nice little posable art, which obviously anyone would love to recreate. So let's get right on into it. What do you say, guys? No muss, no fuss. We need ourselves a Batman. Now, of course, we get our typical card and stand in here, which is very cool. If I can get it out. There we go. But let's get this out first. Okay, now in here, we get our Grappler. Now, this is more of the 1989 Batman Grappler kind of a vibe right here. Now, very cool. This is just your basic plastic, although I am tempted to take a little bit of silver argent and do a little bit of a dry brushing, give it a little bit of wear and tear, maybe even a little burnt ember to give it a little maybe rust, like it's been battle hardened and used, because this Batman definitely has that kind of a look. Of course, we got our Grappler Hook right here. And I love that we get this little effect right here, guys, where it looks like it's literally spinning out of the gun to whatever point that Batman is pointing it towards. I love that. That is just awesome right there. There we go. You want to be careful with the cape. A lot of people will bunch it up so it's easier to come out. There we go. Now, let me show you guys what I mean about this figure. Look at the anger, the rage, the shorter wings on or ears on a cowl. This looks kind of reminiscent to the Frank Miller Batman. At least it does to me. We get the Batman the Animated Series / 1989 Batman Michael Keaton emblem right here. But we get the gray outfit, the gray suit which is very reminiscent of Batman the Animated Series. But we get the 1989 Batman belt right here, which I love. I love that. That's so awesome and badass. And I mean, it gives you the feels, especially knowing that Michael Keaton is coming back in the Flashpoint movie as 1989 Batman, which is going to be awesome. Now let's take a look at the figure itself. These are good, stocky, solid legs here. I love the sculpt of the, let's get there. Sculpt right on the feet right there. The boots, they look awesome. Of course, we always get our little toe curls, I like to call it, right there. Okay. I mean, the gloves even shout 1989 Batman with the rib on the top of his palms, top of his hands right there. He is definitely posable. Let me see. We got some rotation right here. McFarlane, I mean, sometimes you get like a loose joint on here. This figure is nice and solid. I mean, you got all different kinds of posability right here. I love take a look at the cape right there. I mean, the texture, I mean, they're making it so that it curves and V's here, 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 and down here. I mean, you don't see that kind of, I mean, I've never seen anything like that with Hasbro. I've never seen anything like that with Mattel. I mean, that kind of look right there. I mean, that kind of detail. And I mean, it's just insane. I mean, there's nothing I can say about this. I mean, nothing I say is going to do justice. McFarlane does a great job. I have had gripes about some McFarlane figures in the past because they can't stand up straight. There's a lot of top heaviness with some of the more animated style figures, like the Batman the Animated Series. He's not the greatest standing up. I have him kind of propped up in a certain kind of way with the stand. I've had issues with Green Lantern from the Justice League Animated Series. I've had issues with that. Now, one thing I do show is on his tunic, on his tights here, I don't know if that's going to come across, but there's like a little bit of it looks like it's pulling, like the fabric's almost stretching across the abs that he has, which I mean kind of gives a kind of a look of realism. I mean, we have, if you look right here, don't know how well that's going to come out. See if I turn my light off. Will that help it come out? No. What I'm basically trying to show you guys is there's parts of the fabric that it's actually pulling, like, you know, if you're moving, if you're playing sports, you know, you're moving, you might see some of the fabric of your shirt tug in a certain way. And you might see kind of like not, you would see stretching of the fabric. And they're doing that on this outfit here. I mean, they even do it on the back. Let me see if I can get that right there. You can see a few faint lines going across his back right there, going this way, right? Okay. I mean, one, we're never going to see that, right? Turn that light off. How's that? Maybe that's a little bit better. You guys can kind of see that right there, right? I don't know how well this is coming across, and I apologize for that, guys. But the fact that we get that kind of, you can see the lines right there. But take a look at that. I mean, that kind of detail. I mean, even like down, see if I can move this around. Okay. So you guys can see even down right there, right? That's the kind of, well, there's a little defect here, but really who's going to see it because of the cape? But I mean, that kind of detail with the lines and the fabric kind of pulling, we're never going to see that because the cape is always down, right? But that's the kind of detail and commitment that we get from McFarlane. That, I mean, take a look, like even around the crotchal area, we get the fabric pulling on the sides by his hips here. That, I mean, that detail just blows me away. We don't get that in Hasbro, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's Marvel, whether it's Power Rangers, whatever line, G.I. Joe. We don't get that, but we get that with this. And I mean, that alone just blows me away. I mean, now let's take a look at the head. The head has very tight tilt here. Very, like, we can barely turn his head a little bit. His head will not move up. If we want him to look up, he's going to have to arch his back a little bit. Okay. Right here, if we want him to look up, that's pretty much what we have to do. That's really the only negative comment I have on this figure. You know, and besides, he's Batman. He doesn't need to look up. He can just shoot straight up like this. Because I'm Batman. You know, he doesn't have to look. He's just that damn good. What do you guys say? Huh? Awesome Batman. This is probably going to be... I hate to say this, but I think this is a contender for one of my favorite Batman figures of all time right now. I mean, I love my Batman Beyond. Terry McGinnis is one of my favorites. Batman the Animated Series. I mean, Kevin Conroy, one of my favorites, and they did a tremendous figure when they released that one a while back. But I mean, this is Batman from the comics meets the cartoon meets the movies. I mean, this is a Batman I think I've been waiting for, at least so far. There's a lot more coming out, right? So, but I love this. We get like the closed fist in one hand. We don't get any extra hands, which is perfectly fine. But we get the one open hand so he can do the grappler, and then we get that fist. So, you know, you could do it where like maybe you're doing a move and you can have him punching someone. You know, maybe you're doing a move where he's kind of like dropping down somewhere and he's gonna fire his gun. I mean, this is great. And right now, there's the Batman movie, which is out. I have not seen it as of yet. I do plan on seeing it sometime, possibly next week. But, I mean, this is an amazing time. I mean, we're getting yet another different Batman. Because we got Michael Keaton, we got Ben Affleck, who are reprising their Batman in the Flashpoint movie. We have the Robert Pattinson, the Batman. And we're getting tons of new figures and content coming out. I mean, it's a great time to be a comic book fan. I myself, you guys know I'm a big Ghostbusters fan. So much merchandise Ghostbusters related came out the past 2 years. The movie finally came out. There's been so many amazing things going on. So when you're a part of a fandom and there's nothing, I mean, you have nothing but constant merchandise coming out. Constant events coming out, constant, I mean, remembrances, constant things that are celebrating one of your favorite characters. I mean, it was the 80th anniversary of Batman. I mean, we're getting so much right now that it just blows me away. I've read today that there's a Gotham Knights series, which is being proposed by the CW, which will feature Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, and Red Hood. I mean, it's an amazing time right now. There is a I think there's even a game coming out. I could be wrong, but there's a new series of figures for Gotham Knights, just like there's the 3 Jokers. I think I'm going to be jumping on that wave very soon, whether they do a Build-A-Figure or not. I didn't do the Dark Knight Rises wave because you could actually build a horse, so you can have Batman's steed. I didn't go for that because I'm not a fan of some of the animation style that they did or the, you know, the way Superman looked kind of, I don't know, he looked like Super Jay Leno. I wasn't a big fan of that, but this figure is awesome. He's definitely a standout, and I love it, guys. If you get the chance to see him in the store, grab him. You won't be disappointed. He is a solid figure. He stands pretty solid on his own right there on the table. Let's give it a nice look. Give it a once. Here we go. I'm shaking the desk here, and he's not budging. He is not budging. Take a look at that, guys. This is what we want. We want stability. We want a solid figure. We want an attention to detail that you will not get anywhere else, guys. That's what we're talking about. I doubt Todd McFarlane ever sees this, but you know what, Todd? If you are watching this, thank you for, I mean, this kind of detail, this kind of genius. I mean, I stepped away from your figures for a little bit because there were the ones I came across, I'm sure, were QC issues. It kind of brought me down, and I've always also been a big Spider-Man fan. I know you are too, but with some of the just the insanity that Hasbro can't keep their items stocked, but you your line of toys, whether it's Spawn, whether it's Mortal Kombat, whether it's Witcher, anything that you're doing, they're always in. I can always see them in stock. And that's commitment to me. That makes more sense, and you can keep your price point exactly where it is, making it affordable for us, the collectors, for us, the fans. So thank you. Honestly, guys, you don't miss out on this. Do not miss out. If you miss out, you're doing yourself a disservice, guys. So get your hands on this Three Jokers Batman. I kind of like that. It's, to me, at least it comes off, very Frank Miller, like, 1989 and animated series all blended together, which kind of makes sense because you got the three Jokers. You don't need three Batman. You got them all in one. So there you go, guys. Honestly, on a scale of 1 to 10, he's easily a 10, maybe a 10.5. That's how, come on. The attention to detail, that just blew me away. It's the small things. It's those small things that a person may never notice that makes someone like me just be blown away by this. Just tremendous, guys. Definitely get him. Scale 1 to 10, he's a 10.5, guys. Guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Let me know your thoughts, questions, concerns in the comment section below. You can always hit me up on my socials. They're right there under the screen. You can always message me at Daves_Dimension at Instagram. And as always, guys, if you want to contribute to the channel, there is our Cash App right there at $DavesDimension, or go to the video description below. Check out our YouTube warriors. Those are other YouTubers, people like you and me who make amazing content that you don't want to miss out on. And I have a link to the Ride for Roswell, which is a cancer fundraiser that I'm a part of. I was a part of it last year. This year, I'm doing a 30-mile ride to help bring attention and support to cancer research and treatments. That's Roswell Park. Take a link at the video description below. And if you feel so inclined, please make a donation and let's make a difference. Let's ride for Roswell, guys. So until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension saying, keep on busting. You know what I'm going to say. I will always catch you on the flip side.